Hey, welcome back to Coastal Catch-Ups and this episode on environmental risk assessments. So we're quickly going to run through a risk assessment I pulled together for a sailing event I recently helped organise. It's not too complicated, but I just wanted to show you the layout of this risk assessment and kind of what to consider. And ultimately, it helps get all your thoughts and concerns down on paper, and then you can look at them in more detail and kind of come up with a plan on how to tackle them. It's also a good paper trail just to have on your records to show you've considered different things. And yeah, so depending on what water sport industry you're kind of sitting within, um, you will you'll have different activities to consider. I suppose this risk assessment I've drawn up is for a sailing event, so it's at a club with competitors arriving to it. It's similar story to the other videos I've posted already, but it's not to say that you can't take it and manipulate it and use it for some other another type of event or maybe your day-to-day operation. So we'll have a look and you can see what you think. So um, this is just a screen grab of the risk assessment. I've appended it to the end of this event sustainability plan, so I have it there. And yeah, so it's pretty straightforward. It starts off, we outline the activities or tasks that will take place. So you can see there about like refueling boats, competitors setting the boat up, launching and recovering boats, and then the actual racing. And then there's a couple of others as well I'll not look at today. But it just asks you a couple of questions, very similar to what you'd expect to see in a safety risk assessment. So it asks you what are the hazards associated with each activity. And it does, if you're not familiar with environmental risk assessments, it will take maybe a bit of research, or it might not come to you straight away. But yeah, you can, what a tip for that would be is I would kind of break it down into, for example, say what could impact water quality, what could impact wildlife, what impact could arise from waste or littering, and that sort of thing. So kind of break it down into those different environmental disciplines and have a kind of a think for each one of those. So in this case, the first one there, we are looking at fuel spills, and then ask yourself what might be harmed or who. So in this situation, it'll be water quality and local wildlife. We had some measures in already to control these risks. So we had a spill kit, and then we ideally want refueling to be undertaken by a competent person who knows how to do it, knows where all the equipment is. So yeah, so that you kind of ask what are you doing already, and then ask yourself what you need to what further action you need to take. So in this case, it was having a safety briefing with all the organisers and volunteers to just remind them of using a spill kit, or ultimately, I suppose, get refueling done by someone who knows what they're doing and knows where the spill kit is to use it. So yeah, that's that. And then I suppose the last two columns is just assigning a bit of responsibility to people. So it would be all people involved in the refueling of, or anyone who's working around the safety boats, for example. And then the last column is just when the action is needed by. So most of these actions are needed by before the event, i.e. the briefing beforehand. So yeah, that's the setup of it. The other one there is that's quite interesting, the launching and recovering. So we talk about shoreline erosion and invasive species. It wasn't really too relevant to us for shoreline erosion. It is more for clubs that may have a load of different access points off their premises, and you kind of want to keep everyone to one spot. So not really a concern for us, but it could have been. If people are everyone's trying to launch at the same time, and people might want to try their luck in go over a bit of shoreline that they don't need to be going over. The other thing is the impact of invasive species, and we tried to push that with getting people to check for boats before leaving their own club, so they're not transporting any invasives, kind of eliminating that risk. And we provided bins for them to use, and then also at the end of the racing, get people to check their own boats, so they're not bringing anything back with them. And that was communicated via WhatsApp before the event. So yeah, that is the risk assessment. If you want the full plan, then you can go onto the website and you can access it here using this QR code, or I'll pop a link below, and you can access the full plan, and it'll have that risk assessment, so you can take it and you can use it and manipulate it and make it relevant to whatever you're doing. So yeah, thank you very much for listening. I hope that's been helpful, and I'll catch you soon.